What's up, guys? Welcome back on the channel on this Tuesday, the 24th of January. Um, Going into match day week against Monza at home with a lot of doubts, with a lot of uncertainties still on the pitch, off the pitch, as you might know. Strolling to coming Monday where we will get um, the information that will come out and will basically, how do you want to say this, solidify why we got 15 points or why they think we should be getting a 50 points deduction. So it's going to be a busy week, like a stressful, eventful week. We're going to cover it all. So please like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification. But today, I'm going to talk about why again, I'll say believe Elkann is open to sell the club in the near future. Now, I'm gonna say a good month and a half ago, I was on the show with Julian, I think, and I was like, I'm not so certain about them selling the club. A lot of things happened in a month and a half that made me switch that position to I actually believe the intentions at this moment in time, or the idea in this moment in time, is to potentially sell big part, big shares of the club to I don't know who. You know, I do believe that because I will start off with the first thing. We have no people high in the club with football knowledge. Besides Allegri, the coach, and Calvo coming back, the people have no idea what football is, basically. Not like what the footballing world is. I don't know. Like, we don't know, but like they don't have experience in that world, you know? And it's happening for an obvious reason, excuse me. Alcom put those guys in place, and women, all lawyers or whatever, legal people, with all a clear background and a purpose to defend the club, get the books ironed out, get the club basically on the rails again. That's the only reason they're there, and it's very worrying if you're just interested in the footballing part. It is. So they're there for a reason. Like, he could have hired, people with football knowledge, but he didn't. He put his trusty people in there, people he trust to get the team back on the rails, like the club, financially and all those things, and you know face the storm, because the storm is still coming. This is just nothing, the 15 points. Like, more things are heading our way. That's why they're there. Now, going off Scanavino's words, he said it. Like, he literally said, we will fight this with an army of lawyers. That's their focus at this moment in time. Like, football is not the first thing on the agenda. Now, you might say that's correct, considering everything that's coming, everything that's happening. Yes, you can say that's correct. But I think it needs to happen, of course. But I believe if the club still wanted to progress, on the pitch, he would have added people with football knowledge. They're not there at this moment in time, and it's very worrying. It is very, very worrying. But that makes me think he is trying to, I don't say that, clean the club up to make it again presentable, and maybe potentially get it off the stock market. I don't know, and move him on, move the club on, move the club on. And it seems like a crazy idea because they own the club for 100 years. It seems like a wild idea, but if you look at Exor and the companies they own, Juve are the biggest trouble. Like, you have issues, issues they created, by the way, family, their own family, his own family created, but it's not. You don't hear things. The companies they own, or parts of the companies, they don't come into the news like Juve, obviously, because this is a different thing they own. But it brings, at this moment in time, negative. I don't want to say that, negative attention to the family, to the holding, and I believe there is some pressure on him in terms of, like, it's not like, you don't make a profit. They're not making a profit to keep the club. It's a good asset to have, obviously. It's worth a lot of money, but you're not making a profit. You're just not. Like, it's just exposure. Like, people own club, or like most owners own the club for exposure. Like, it's PR, it's good to have, it's fun, all those things. Or you can go the manual route, and it's kind of bad PR, and just, getting money out of the club with dividends. That's not really what we're doing out here. But I think that's the direction we're going in. Now, is it a good idea? Yes and no. Yes, in terms of if you get the right owner and they actually care about winning, then it could be good. No, if you just get bounced around like Milan did, with owners, or Inter did with owners, that's a complete mess. That's not healthy. That's not good. You would assume, should he decides to sell, he will sell to an owner or whatever, a holding, I don't know, that are very serious, and he actually trusts that they will take the club forward, because there's potential in the club. It's the biggest club in Italy. It has a new stadium. It has all the accommodations, training center, like, name it. Women's team plans to build a stadium, and the land to build a stadium for the women's team and under 23 teams. It has an under 23 teams, so it has big potential, but it's situated in a bad market, being Italy. In a I do want to say that, like, the Serie A or whatever, Italian football is run by dinosaurs. Like, it is what it is. Old people who are stuck in the past. It's bad. It's just like the stadiums, everything. So that's the downside. So it's not an easy sell. You could say, yeah, but look at PSG. They got sold, and the French league wasn't like one of the leagues you go to or watch heavily. That's true. But I do believe owning a club in Paris has more potential. Now, Juve fan base is wider than the PSG fan base, according to numbers. But owning a club in small Torino or in big Paris, there is a difference, obviously. But all those things, bringing those guys in, the way things are going, the way Scandavino's speaking, and all those small things make me suggest that I believe he's looking to sell the club, or sell a small portion of the club, or like just not the majority, or maybe just the majority, who knows, and basically take a step back, and let other people who have maybe more money, more desire to actually be one of the best and dominate all those things. Not saying they don't want to do that, but doing it in a different way, in a way that apparently is the only way at this moment in time. Like, spend money. Spend it wisely, but spend money. So I do believe it's on the card. Like 2 months ago, 1 month and a half ago, I thought it's wow. No chance. It's not going to happen. Now I do believe it's a possibility. Still not saying it's set in stone, it's going to happen, blah, 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 all those things. But I do believe it's a possibility. I think it's I don't say something to look forward to and something to be scared for, because it can go both ways. Again, it can be very good, it can be very bad, and you can be bounced around, and you can be make a laughing stock. Excuse me. But everything in and around the club now is not good. The stadium is empty. The problems off the pitch. The team is not good enough. The financial losses, putting in capital own money into the club, and all those things. It's not a good situation now for the family, and they know. And I do believe the coming years are going to be very poor in terms of, we're not going to be dominant. Obviously, we might win a title. I don't know, but in Europe, it's going to look ugly. That's how I see the club progressing at this moment in time. Because look at the squad, look at the situation. It's just not rosy at all. So that's all those things put into a blender. For me, I believe it's a possibility, and I know a lot of people don't believe it. Like, I'm completely wrong. It's just a feeling, but it's just a weird feeling I have. That it's possible now. That it's actually possible, because the people he put in place for so many years, 2 to 3 years, like, to steady the ship through all the backlash that is coming now with penalties, UEFA, wages, Bruce Valenza. You don't need to put a board in place for 3 years. this probably will all be done in 1 year. But the fact they're there for 3 years, all I believe it's to absolutely clean house, make the club look great again in terms of on the books, clean, a good investment, and then try to sell them on some way, in some way, shape, or form. That's what I believe. But let me know in the comments what you think, because I do believe a lot of people are. I do know, excuse me, that a lot of people believe that's not a possibility, which can also be true. And I'm not saying it's 100%. I'm more 65-35 at this moment in time. But let me know in the comments. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and we will see you back tonight. Ciao.